Welcome back, and off to Scotland now, to the Isle of Mull. For 37 years, the Molyneux family from Blackburn in Lancashire have been running a fantastic tarmac rally here. For the second year, the Tunnocks company had sponsored it, and it all started with this incredible competition, trying to eat more of their products than anyone else. Among the competitors, there's Dougie Hall. I'm sure it might slow him up in the event itself. The event held over basically 2 nights and 1 day, long stages, and there's no more daunting pieces of tarmac than those on the Isle of Mull. Great action coming up, and the locals very much to the fore. Yes, they wash it all down with iron brew. It's based in Tobermory. Yes, the colourful village on which the children's programme Ballymory is based. It's calm at the moment, but some great action coming up. But first, some presentations from Boyd Tunnock, the chairman of the sponsors. Then I spoke to some of the top seeds. Well, John, third 2 years ago, second last year. Stands to reason you should win this year.
Well, that's what people are saying, but this rally is so long, it's so hard. You've got to take what comes to you. You've got to have a clean run, and you just got to enjoy yourself. And hopefully, we'll be there at the end. And that's what we're trying to do.
What brought you here the first time?
Oh, road rallies. People talking about it so much. It's one of those places that when you do come for the first time, you just don't let go. It's gripping.
And this particular car, what's the history of this WRC Subaru here?
Yeah, my car is an ex-Andrew Nesbitt and ex-Niall Maguire car. It's won 2 championships, and then I bought it, and it hasn't won anything since. But no, it's a very, very good car, and yeah, we're very hopeful, obviously.
What about setting a car up for these roads? Because they are very narrow, they are very bumpy.
That's right, yeah. It is slightly different to the Isle of Man, it is slightly different to the Jim Clark, and you just change your settings just accordingly. You know, it's just a bit of a tweak here and a tweak there. So there's not much difference when all said and done.
High hopes, but obviously it is a long rally.
It is a long rally, and you know, I think everybody's nervous when all said and done. We get that first stage out of the way, and we'll be a lot happier.
Well, Dougie, I know business keeps you away from rallying quite a bit. This is one event you certainly don't want to miss.
No, you're right there. Well, maybe don't want to, and then sometimes I wish I maybe had. You know what it is.
Now, you've got this Mitsubishi here, presumably in Group A spec. Do you think you've got a chance of winning?
Well, there's always a chance in there. It's very mild Group A spec. I've got a 34mm restriction, that's about all there is Group A about it, but everything else is Group N. So I'm a mile away from you know, the world car boys. And these Mark II lads, well, I should have a chance with them in reality, shouldn't I? But
a lot of night stages here, Dougie. How does that help you?
yeah, I enjoy night. It doesn't give you an advantage on the locals, but it probably gives you an advantage on most others that aren't, you know, that into the night stages. So that's an advantage you maybe got on the comers here, but the local lads seem to have the edge in the night because they know the roads that well. It's almost like the daylight to them, you know what I mean? You get into the daylight and you're more on an even keel, but we'll have to just live with that one.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, Callum, the #1 objective will be to go further than you did last year, I guess.
Absolutely, I had a really bad run last year. I'd be quite happy just to get back to my hometown of Dervig. That would be our main aim. So the car's good though, hopefully.
A couple of Mark II Escorts at the front. Of course, your arch rival has got a brand new one. What's the spec on your car?
Our car is a historic car. It's PDX engine, ZF box, Atlas axle. A nice car, you know, and a little bit down in power on that one, but still is a very effective car, you know.
You live here on Mull, you must know these roads very well. Do you need a co-driver?
Yes, definitely. We use pace notes, and obviously beforehand I never used to bother with them, but I think I'm actually quicker with pace notes, so we definitely use pace notes everywhere now, you know.
Tremendous magic on this island, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a very good rally. I've done a few rallies now, you know, over in Ireland and that. Great rallies as well, but this is a bit special with it. I think it's the night that gives it, nighttime stages that really gives it a little bit extra.
And rallying with your brother?
Yes, he came into the car after 2001. My father retired after 2000. I think I gave him a bit of a fright in the Evo, so they're very good.
So you're looking for your 4th victory here?
5th victory.
5th victory, sorry.
Aye, definitely. I don't see any reason why not. You know, it's been proven before that these cars are competitive, and I know there's WRCs behind us, but I'm just quite happy to keep them there, you know.
Well, James, look in the back of your car. We're sure you're entering into the spirit of things here.
Yeah, we're here for the fun. We'll try and be as competitive as possible, but if you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Absolutely. What is the great real joy of rallying here on Mull?
The atmosphere, the reception you get from the people. You know, everybody you meet in the island, they're all into the rallying, and it just gives a great feeling for everybody.
And do you know these roads at all?
Not at all. The roads are just so much different than any roads we have back home. It's a struggle to get over all the wee bumps. There's bumps and crests and all the different angles of crests probably, which puts us off. And so a lot of the roads are no hedges, just big drop into the sea. You know, so we're an old fart, as we call ourselves here. So 2 old farts.
The car looks absolutely fine, and a great colour scheme on it. But what's the history of it?
Well, this was the very first World Rally car Subaru ever made, chassis 1, and I don't know who. Well, there's lots of them drive it, like, but it's still going yet, and still a good car. Later cars come on technology, but this is still a good car.
Well, John, the big question is, can these local lads be beaten?
That is a good question. They have a serious pace, and it would take a good man to beat them, I think, but you don't know in this game. It's very unpredictable. Anything can happen. It did last year, and who knows, but I think on pace, I think they still have the edge on us.
All that tarmac rallying experience, just talk to us a little bit about this event and why it's so special.
The roads, I think, are special, and just the setup. I mean, the island itself is magic. The organisation is magic, and you wouldn't find a more challenging road anywhere in the UK. And you know, that's where we come. It's the end of the year, and it's nice to end the year off with something like this.
And a bit of life left in the Metro and in yourself, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably the most difficult roads in the UK, and that car is probably the most difficult one to drive. So we've got 2 problems really, you know, I've led it. I've finished 2nd. I finished 3rd, 4th, 5th, but I've never won it. So, you know, hopefully it may change.
Well, James, a dream came true last year when you won here, looking obviously for 2 in a row in the lovely Escort.
Absolutely, that really would be a dream come true, especially in a Mark II Escort. But we're just going to have a bit of fun, and I just hope that the rest takes care of itself.
Quite a long rally. What's the strategy, particularly for tonight?
And we've just got to, as I always say, you've got to get to first service. After that, well, we'll just see what the rest of the guys are doing, but see, as long as we enjoy ourselves, that's all that matters.
Well, Neil, you've won this rally on 10 occasions, but not since 01. So what's the hopes for this year?
Yeah, we hope we're going to have a good run this year. The car's good and quite happy with it, so hopefully we'll have a good clean run.
You've got a car here prepared by Kenny McKinstry. Have you been able to test it much?
Not really, no. We've just got it over on Thursday night, so a couple of runs up the main road with it now, so we're going to have a go in the first stage.
And the strategy for tonight?
Oh, just work away at it and see how we go on.
Yes, a fascinating struggle. The locals against the regulars from the mainland. The Mark II Escorts, including this brand new car of James McGilvray, a former winner. And indeed, Callum Duffy, another local man with his rather older spec Mark II. Dougie Hall there, 2nd in 1999, 3rd last year in the Mitsubishi Group A. And then the man who's won it 10 times, the quiet man, Neil McKinnon, first won it in 1990. The opening loop in the dark. And just to get a flavour, we can go on board here. And you can see how narrow the roads are. The roads, of course, some of the first ever to be closed in Britain for rallying. It all started when the Molyneux family came to Mull for a holiday and saw the potential of these roads. And now Neil and Clive Molyneux following in their father's footsteps. Neil, the chairman of the 2300 Motor Club of Blackburn. Clive, now the clerk of the course. Their most successful member, Ian Grindrod, former factory co-driver, also involved in the organisation of this event. 2/3 of it held in the darkness of the Scottish night. And in the past we've had some very rainy evenings indeed, but for 2006 it was a beautiful evening, dry roads, and the drivers just concentrate on keeping the car on the road. Some of the locals, of course, know these sections very well. There's about 5 separate sections of road used on this rally, used on a number of occasions over the weekend, and used in some slightly different configurations too. Some of them in the centre of the island, some of them running alongside the sea.
Yeah, right bridge, 1 plus right.
But from the very beginning, it was Neil McKinnon who set the pace, the 10 times winner, the man who won it consecutively from 1993 to 1997, and now in a McKinstry Subaru Impreza WRC. And just a typical sort of overshoot that you can have here, but you can also have a very big accident indeed. But on the opening 2 stages, indeed, it was McKinnon who was fastest. Callum Duffy was in 2nd place.
3 right, tightens into 3
Here we
right.
are now with Eddie O'Donnell, another Islander, but a man who's rallied all over Britain, co-driven by his father.
We lost the brakes towards the end of the stage, so that's hampered our progress quite a bit.
Yes, Eddie has had quite a lot of problems with this Mark II over the years, but had a great result in 2005, finishing 4th overall despite problems with the clutch system. Eddie Senior calling out the notes. This event extremely popular with spectators, many who come over on the ferry from Oban, and also very popular with competitors. Over 100 are entered here. But as we come to the end of the stage, we can catch up with Eddie O'Donnell.
You're rallying here with your dad. How's that? You've done that for many years, of course.
I've been rallying with him for the Tour of Mull since 1983.
Well, I've seen you
I'm
down south.
still only 21.
Former winner of the rally, Daniel Harper, had some early problems with the Mini Sport Mini. Difficulties too for McGillivray.
So 2 stages down. Have you found out anything about your new car?
It's a bit soft in the back, or it's on the fast stuff. It's coggling about in the back, so that's going to be sorted out now, I hope. But other than that, it's good fun.
What about your times? You happy with those? Or?
I think for the first time out back in the Mark II after 3 years, 8 miles testing. No, I don't think we can complain, to be perfectly honest. But no, just have to work away at it.
Just the start, though.
Absolutely, it can only get better.
Gather you did a mega time on the first stage.
Yeah, we did quite a good time on it, but I think we were a bit soft in the tyres. The tyres were cooked kind of halfway over. But apart from that, it wasn't too bad. And then on the second stage, not just as tight as it could be.
And what about the car itself? You're getting used to it?
Yeah, that's the problem. That's me, the sort of first live shot I've had of it, so that's me getting, I like the car. It handles really well and enjoying driving it.
Okay, where are you lying at the moment?
I think we're first with 26 seconds. I think that's what we're doing. So I think we're going all right. So we'll sort out the tyres and get the thing going again.
John, a very strong start. You're in 2nd place. You're just 26 seconds down at the moment.
Yeah, first stage it was quite good actually. A bit of a slow start, but Tony said to me halfway across that we'll have to get my finger out, so we pulled it back I think a little bit in the second half of the first stage. Dropped 6 to Neil. I would have liked to have hit a 45, but 51's good, I'm happy with that. And then the second stage, Neil's just done a blinder. I mean, we were 16 seconds quicker than he've ever been down there, and he's just taken another 20 off us, so I've got no response.
Callum, reactions after the first two, they're good conditions, certainly.
They're good conditions for four-wheel drive cars. If it was, no, it's all right. Very dry, very fast. We could do with more speed in that car. It's topping out too much, I think, you know. Compared to it's a ZF, it's in a direct top. We're not pulling enough. We're on the rev limiter in fifth, way too much, you know.
Any scares in there?
One or two. Well, look at the times there. There's pretty fast pace up the front, and Neil's set there, you know. I think we can keep with that somehow. Just got to keep tuning at his angles.
Welcome back to the magical island, to the Tour of Mull. The second loop, the only loop in the light coming up. Going into this, McKinnon leading by 38 seconds from Duffy. John Cope dropping to third. Paul Kirtley in fourth place and James McGilvray in fifth. And this is McKinnon then. His co-driver does not read any notes. McKinnon just knows this so well, this island. Probably the same for Duffy, rallying with his brother, Callum Duffy, in this superb, historic Mark II Escort. And ringing in the neck of that car. Early problems, though, for this car. Having a puncture, the number 5 car of John Cope. That is repaired. He continues on his way in third place. Cope certainly knows the island pretty well. Here's McGilvray trying to come to terms with this new car. Signs of an off already. And sadly, it all ended in a spectacular accident.
This car was new to you. Were you starting to get a feel for it?
Maybe that's what's wrong. I don't know.
Yes, a lot of damage to this beautiful new car, but no doubt it will be repaired. Punctures proving a problem on one of the early stages. And they're coming out the number 16 car of Paul Kirtley. But Kirtley back in his rhythm later on in the morning in fourth place. Dennis Bickerstaff had moved up to sixth place to go on board with him now. The notes read by Graham Thompson, who, when he's not co-driving, actually films World Rally Championship events for television. Oh, a big bump there, but we'll listen to the notes now.
100, long one right.
Bickerstaff in the very first Subaru WRC ever built by ProDrive.
100.
Another big jump.
Left over crest, into 2 left over crest at post, into long 2 left, into 150 through dip, flat left over big crest, 150.
Tighten your safety belts.
Flat crest, 200 through bad dip, into flat crest, 80. Easy here. 80. 1 left over double crest.
Plenty of spectators there and a crash car on the right.
Flat over big jump, okay, 60. Long flat 1 right over 100. Flat mid crest, 80 up. Flat crest, 1 left. Left over big crest, 100 up. Crest 40. Left through left over big crest through dip. Into 2 left at sign. Back
Another big
off.
jump.
2 left over big crest, down into 6 right. 40 down. Into pad 4 left, don't cut. And 5 right. Back off. Crest and hairpin left down. 80. 4 left, late over big crest, down into long 5 right. 40. 3 right over the crest, down into long 3 left, into crest.
Yes, an illustration of why this is one of rallying's toughest challenges.
100. Flat 1 right over 100. 100, flat 1 left, 80, care 1 right into 3 right, tightens over bridge, 60. keep flat left over big crest, 100 up mid into wide 4, 2 left over jump, 100 over bridge, a flat mid crest, 100 into long 1 left, into 2 left over double crest, 100 down through dip, 100 down through dip,
that's a bit close.
cut 2 right over crest, 80 keep left over big crest, 100 up mid, into 2 left at pole here, flat through bridge, 150 into crest, 60, 3 right at post, to keep right over jump bridge, 40, mid crest into long 2 left, keep in, 300, repeat 300, keep right over big crest at rock, okay, 80, 3 right over big crest, keep in, 100, care, 2 left over crest, at post into 2 left, 100, into flat crest, 83 right, keep in, into flat left over crest, 200 down mid, flat 1 left at post, 100, crest into long 2 right at 3s, 80, crest 40, long 2 left over crest here, bump, 200, repeat 200, dip, 1 right over crest, okay, 80, care slowing, 3 right over crest, sorry, keep in, 200 through dip, into care, white 4, 4 left over big crest, keep in, narrow, 80 up mid, into 3 right, 40, 3 left tightens wet maybe, into 3 right, 80 up mid, into left over crest, 40, 1 right, 80, flat jump okay, 100, long 1 left, 40, flat 1 right at rock, 100 up mid, into flat crest, 40, 1 right at Armco, 40 up, 3 left over crest, 40, flat 1 left over crest, 80, flat left over crest, 100, flat mid crest, down into long 1 right, over 100, 60, 2 left, pingus into 2 left at second post, flat 1 left over crest, 80, 1 right, keep in, 60 up, and 1 left over crest, 100, flat crest, 60, 1 left, 80, 1 left, 40, flat crest, 80, 1 left, 100 down mid, care, 2 left at post, into 2 left over crest, 150 past rock, flat 1 left over big crest, 100 down past house, into flat mid crest, 100, into long 1 right through bridge, flat, 100, 1 flat mid crest, 100 through bridge into long 1 left over crest, okay, 100 past house, into flat 1 left, 500 past house to horizon.
And now we can have just a little breather. Fantastic, breathtaking stuff.
37, flat one left at rock, 200 up past house. Okay, 1 left over crest here, at phone, 100 up. Flat crest at tree, 80, 1 left over long crest, 200 down over crests. 1 right through bridge, 80, flat 1 right, keep in, 60, flat right, long over long crest, 80, 1 right over crest, 80 down, into 2 right, 40, 1 left into long 2 right, 80 up, flat 2 left at the Armco, 100, into long 3 left, tightens, late, 40, 4 left, 180 up, long 5 right, keep in, 150 up, repeat 150 up, 1 right, keep in, 40, 3 left at the Armco, 80.
John Price lying in 6th place. The man who's tried to win this for so many years, the 10 times British Tarmac Rally champion. Finished 3rd in 03, has led the rally on a number of occasions. Been rallying a Metro now for some 20 years. Tony Bardi in the Petch-prepared Hyundai Accent WRC car. 3 times, of course, the winner of the Jack Frost Stages Rally. 5th his best mole result. He keeps coming back, currently in 7th place. But a big battle going on between him, Bickerstaff and Price. This is John Swinsko, who's behind that battle in his Mitsubishi Evo 9. And talking of Mitsubishi Evo's disappointment for Paul McKinnon, brother of Neil. He'd been going very well on Friday night, but had to retire with mechanical gremlins. Another Mitsubishi going well. The number 22 car of Mark Durham and Andy Mort. And they were running just inside the top 10. Lots of Mark IIs out on this event, of course, and here's Sonny going very well. And there's Mark Jasper's Metro, and the Sonny crashed at the end of the stage.
There's anything worse than actually crashing after the end of the stage, is there?
No, I know, it's just unfortunate. We just came ran a little bit wide after the flying finish, and there's a single rock, and unfortunately we hit it and just bent the back wheel.
So you're going so well up in the top 10?
It was going not too bad at all, and it was we were in a reasonable play this afternoon. It's just one of those things. There's one rock, sods law.
Another top front-wheel drive car, the Daniel Harper BMW style Mini. Former winner of the event, Daniel Harper, and that was climbing back through the field, trying to get inside the top 20. And here's a man who was right inside the top 10 in 9th place, Cameron McLean in the Escort Mark II. And this Peugeot, a remarkable effort from the 34 car of Ian Chadwick, the 40 car of Tim Stell, and Stell in 12th place. Tristan Pye had problems with a puncture, a regular on the Scottish Rally Championship in his Group N Subaru, built by him and his father's team, of course, John Pye Rallying. Problems for Mark Jasper in the second of the Metros. As you can see, Jasper has been off, and the rest of the cars coming slowly through that stage after a big accident. There's the number 23 machine. That is Pat Johnson. Furious action, though, here throughout Mull. Just 1/3 of the rally, as I said, is held in the light. The rest of it in the darkness of Friday and Saturday nights.
So long fast left over bumps, into small crest and narrow fast left at pole.
And now we go on board
right,
with Stuart McQueen, who we've seen in the past rallying a Subaru WRC. We've seen him in a Metro, not a regular competitor these days, but always comes out for Mull with his very experienced co-driver Neil Shanks. And we can enjoy a ride with them now.
100, on you go. To crest, 60. Crest, keeps going all the way into long fast right and medium left.
And on the Saturday loop, McKinnon increasing his lead to 1.5 minutes over Duffy, who'd pulled away from Coke. Kirtley was in 4th place, Bickerstar 5th, Price 6th, and Bardi in 7th place. There's the 41 car of McLean, lying in 9th position.
Well, Stuart McQueen's been a regular in the Scottish Championship, but Stuart, we haven't seen you out very much in recent days.
No, I've been lying low for about a year now, so I'm a wee bit rusty.
So coming to Mull must be a real eye-opener.
It does, it fairly wakens you up, and you realise how much you miss being out of the car for such a long period of time, you know. So. But
now, last night you said you were struggling a little bit, but today you've really got into the swing of things and moved up a lot of places.
Yeah, well, we started 32nd this morning. I think we're up to about 15th now, and the times are more compatible with the top guys, so maybe I've shook off a bit of the rust.
And what about this Mitzi you've got here? What's the history of this car?
It was Wayne Sisson's car, so just a full Group N spec, and really, well, this is only the second event I've been out in it, so.
And the plan for tonight?
Well, just try and keep the times as good as they've been today, you know. and just keep on going.
Try and get in that top 10, eh?
Well, that's a target anyway.
Very good. Well, good to see you back out rallying again, Stuart. Have a good run through here.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yes, lying just inside the top 20. Stuart McQueen, we can ride with him again.
Easy left in. 100.
Group N spec car, of course.
To caution, deceptive medium right over crest. Into medium left. K right. And K left. Into crest.
And again, you can see the great challenge of these mole roads.
200 over water. To fast left well and over crest. Narrow fast right. To slight left.
All the islanders very much embracing this event. Brings valuable income to this little idyllic spot of Scotland.
40 to caution, medium left opens over bump. 100 to long crest and medium left at the telegraph pole.
Beautiful autumn weather, as you can see, although, as I'm sure you can imagine, in the winter it gets a bit rough and snowy up here. Well, we'll take a quick break and see if Neil McKinnon can win it for an 11th time.
Well, Neil, just about to set off on the third and final leg. On the second leg, again, you dominated, fastest on every stage, but you have got a worry or two.
Yeah, we've had one or two niggly problems with the gearbox, and we're hoping it's going to last and get us around the next 5 stages. The first one out here tonight is quite long, it's about 23 miles, so that'll be the test, I think.
What's exactly doing the gearbox? Just not engaging cleanly?
Yeah, it's just dogging out is the term I think they use. It won't take fifth at all, so basically...
That sounds totally disgusting.
That's probably... basically, you either have to hold it in fourth or you just go through twice to get sixth and just carry on. That's how we're getting round.
Now, the weather's been fantastic for us, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really good. It was a bit slippy last night on the second last stage round Calgary. It was really quite slippy around the bay itself and for about 2 miles into Derrick, but apart from that, it's been really good.
Well, you've got enough of a buffer now just to not be absolutely right on the limit.
I wouldn't say, I think we'll need to keep moving. Yeah, I think it's quite close yet, so we'll just keep at it.
Yes, 5 more stages remaining on this final evening loop on Saturday evening and into the night indeed. And McKinnon did keep up that pressure. He had a reasonable buffer and he continued to lead the rally. Duffy was trying hard, took some fastest times. John Coke also impressive. Kirtley, Biggerstaff and Bardi all in their battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Dougie Hall, sadly, a retirement.
Interesting story here with the car has been leading this rally throughout. It isn't an all-Ireland team because the co-driver comes from Gloucester.
Yeah, I met Neil when we used to do the old road rallies on the Kilwendig down in West Wales. We got together perhaps in '87 and we've been together ever since.
Won a lot of rallies together.
Won a lot of mole rallies. We haven't been quite as successful off the island, but we've got a bit of fun off the island, yeah.
And I mean, he obviously knows his way around here pretty well, doesn't he?
Yes. We just recently we haven't been using the pace notes because he's got them all imprinted in his head. I mean, if he knows where every pothole, every drop of water hangs. No, he doesn't actually need them. He visualises them in his head all the time.
Meanwhile, you can just concentrate on getting all the times right and making sure the car's in the right place at the right time.
Undoubtedly, and then keeping myself together as well. Sitting in a car that fast, it can be quite exhilarating.
Absolutely. Thanks very much for talking to us.
No problem.
Well, Paul, you got a big smile on your face. Been having a terrific run.
Yeah, it's been great actually. We've really enjoyed it. It's been great being back on the island. I had a bit of a trouble on the long one tonight. Something's happened with the tracking, and 22 miles of the car trying to go right and left at the same time was it was interesting. It was fun, but yeah, it was great. Really good. Enjoying it.
What's the big attraction of the island for you?
Doing this event is like doing no other event I know. I've been fortunate to do some great rallies in my time. And I know Monks is fantastic, Jim Clark is fantastic. Doing this is like doing about 10 of those back to back. I'm absolutely jiggered now. But it's great. It's special, it's original. And great atmosphere, good competition. What more can you want? Beer's quite canny as well.
Just tell us a bit about your motor car. What's the history of this car?
Well, this is built actually by Motorsport Partnership with my brother, who's just over there, who runs all the outfit. We built this car from scratch over about the last 6 months or so. It's a great bit of kit. Unfortunately, the driver's not quite as good as the car, but we're working on that. It's more difficult fixing the driver.
Is it sort of WRC spec?
Yeah, no, it's whole WRC spec. It's basically just a copy of the 1999 Subaru World Rally car. You know, the same bits and pieces, but it's still got all the standard gearbox. You know, you actually have to use your hand and go like this. You know, none of this paddle business or anything like that. But great fun. It's about. I think it's about as exciting as the really manual cars are concerned. It's got active differentials, but it's a standard start. There's no sort of clever starts. It's you know, you're on the pedals, you make it go. It's great fun. I love it.
And now the strategy for these last three?
Well, the guy in front of us is about a minute away. The guy behind us is a minute down. We'll just be having a nice time, I think, for the next see what happens. If anybody falls off, we'll be there to pick up some pieces.
Well, Callum, 3 stages left now. You've been there in second place, one Mark II amongst all those Imprezas, and going very well, but not quite there.
No, realistically, I don't think we've got much of a chance of getting the lead back, not back, but getting Neil, you know. We had a bit of a go in the 23 miler and set a really good time, but Neil beat it by, I think, 14 seconds, so it kind of told us we just didn't have a chance, to be honest. So just went out and pulled the handbrake on quite a lot over the Missioner's Locks and just had a good time, so that's what we're going to do from now on. So but we're very happy with second place. There's no shame in that.
Well, you've got a lot of Imprezas behind you too, of course.
Yeah, that's right, and these cars are very well suited to this island, you know, and you've got to pedal them pretty hard, but I don't think there's no threat from behind. I think they'll put 3 minutes behind us, so try and consolidate second.
About half the field been eliminated. It's a real tough rally, isn't it?
It's very tough. I mean, we've had a lot of serious moments this year, you know, and just it's very hard in the car, you know. And I mean, I've been over to Ireland rallying, and there's nothing as severe as that. Some of the Irish boys are here. They'll probably tell you the same thing, you know.
It's been great fun watching it, and let's hope we just make it to the finish now.
Yeah, that's all I can do now. So maybe try and get some donuts in the junction of the turn, just to get the crowd going a bit.
Well, McKinnon, despite his worries with the gearbox, continued to set fastest times until the end. So heading for his 11th victory here on the island. It's been a little while since he'd won, but it was sweet when he got to the end of special stage 19.
Yeah. It's gone really well. It's gone well. The car's been really very good. The suspension he's got in this car is really...
You sure that time's right?
Very good. Done well, it's done well.
You had the worries about the gearbox, but anyway, it's held out.
Yeah, it's held out and we've got it all sorted and it's fine. So just
well, congratulations. We'll let you move on as the second car's coming.
Okay,
so Islanders finished first and second, eh?
Hopefully.
Well done. Second place, Islanders first and second, and you gave the Mark II a wonderful run.
Yes, pretty happy with that. Couldn't really have done much more, I don't think. Can't compete with that kind of machinery here, so good result, really good result for us.
I enjoyed the rally, and it was a good event.
Very good, we set a lot of personal bests, so can't beat that, so really good event.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Paul, I think it's wonderful.
The following day, the prize presentations, Neil McKinnon, Mike State coming on to that winner's podium, their names going on the trophy for the 11th time. Excellent organisation, of course, by the 2300 Motor Club from Blackburn, and indeed Boyd Tunnock there paying his own tribute to them, and certainly enjoying his position as the sponsor of this event. The Scottish manufacturer of biscuits, which I'm told is sold all around the world.
All the marshals, they're the ones who want to be supported and helped. I mean, I just come along.
Yes, indeed, the marshals certainly working very hard here, and there were 2 or 3 major accidents. Fortunately, no serious injuries. So the champagne sprays, and there the final top 10 with McKinnon eventually winning by 2 minutes and 30 seconds from Callan Duffy, who was well ahead of John Cope. Then it was Paul Kirtley, Dennis Bickerstaff having a few problems towards the end. Tony Bardi, John Price in 7th place, Swinscoe, McLean and Tristan Pye coming home in 10th place. Now let's look at next week's programme. We've got the launch of the new Formula 1 BMW. We've got Formula V6 Asian action from Indonesia. We've got our first of 3 reports for the Autosport International. Rallying action from Ireland, all that coming up Monday the 27th of January, 7:30 p.m. on Sky Sports 2.